Very wonderful good afternoon to all the viewers and our favorite students of 10th graders. See, today you have accomplished a wonderful task that is about writing first language, paper 1, and I hope everybody has done exceptionally well. So here I am Amol Kumar presenting the marking scheme and the key so that dear students, we have a key prepared by our Infinity Media educators, and with me is Mr. Shyam, along with my support, the director of photography also, right? Okay. So the first question, if you check now, let me take you on the screen. The paragraph is all about saffron, okay, one of the prime commodities, and it comes as a major discursive paragraph. If you see here, of course, it's around 450 words limit. Now, see, everywhere saffron related, most of the paragraphs, if you see here, beginning with the word saffron, very clearly it is visible, okay. Now, and all over the globe, how is saffron's production, whether it is domesticated or not, whether it is used in the kitchen or not, and what are the other areas where saffron plays a key role, okay. So this is the paragraph all about, okay, including almost all the continents, we can say, okay. Now I would like to show you the questions, the way the questions are asked. Dear participants, dear students, one thing we could observe right from the day 5th September when the first sample question paper pattern for English got released for the code 184, we came to know that when it comes to discursive paragraph, of course 10 marks, there are 8 questions asked, with 2 questions being, carrying 2 marks and answers to be written in 40 words. But a slight change is there when it exactly came to board examination. Okay, I would like to show you that. Please have a glance. Now, see here, this is 6th and 7th para, and you have a question as well now. You can have a glance. So, what is the tone of, just a moment, I will show you the main instruction. Anyhow, answer the following questions based on the passage given above. What is the tone of the writer in the given lines? Rationalize your response in about 40 words. This statement has been picked up from a certain paragraph. Okay, that paralocation already it is there in your question paper. You can have a check, right? Saffron is being used since ages in various foods made for the royals and the elite, as it contains medicinal properties. So this is the statement. Okay, so we know it belongs to paragraph. Guess the para. What is it? Paragraph number is 1. Absolutely correct. Okay. Now this question, if you see, we have to answer in about 40 words, and you would be shocked to know the marks allotted to it. Okay. If you check the marks allotted to it, that is definitely not 2 marks, I guess, isn't it? How many marks? 1 mark. So that's a prime change. Okay, that's really a great change we can see, unexpected change we can say. Normally, whatever the answer we write for 40 words, it should carry 2 marks, but here this is a drastic change when it comes to question paper pattern, okay? In the board examination, right? Now, my dear students, I would like to show you the key. The key goes like this. It's very simple. The tone, even a 6th grader can write, because tones in the discursive paragraphs are normally informative, enlightening, and educative. Okay, now if you want me to blend this in 40 words, it goes like this. The tone of the writer is informative, appreciative, enlightening, and educative too. The writer conveys the long-standing use of saffron with respect, emphasizing its esteemed position in royal and elite food culture. And its medicinal properties are also taken into consideration, showing admiration for its value. That's the reason I want to say that the tone observed in this question is informative, highly educative, enlightening, and appreciative, because the speaker has been appreciating this commodity, saffron, which has multiple usage in food, I mean cuisine, and in medicinal field. So that is what we have to answer, but of course in 40 words, but the marks we are going to get, that is 1. Okay then, shall we move on to the next question now? Okay, right. Yeah, which of the see when it comes to 8 questions now, got it now, 4 question, I mean 8 minus 2, that is 40 words formula. We used to think 3 MCQs and 3 non-MCQs, but here complete, I mean not completely, slight change we can say. See, even before this also some questions which carried 1 mark, also we used to write more or less, you know, some slight a bigger content. Okay, now which of the following statements best describes the comparison made in the sentence? The sentence goes like this: just like gold is among the most valuable metals in the world. Slight analogy is trying to make in our comprehensional skills. Saffron means the same in the world of spices. So if gold is a precious metal, okay, then what is the saffron among the world of spices? The answer goes like this. So your option is C. Saffron is considered the most valuable spice, similar to how gold is valued among metals. So saffron's value is same, that belongs to para 1 again. Okay, so would you like to check once para 1? You can come, it's not a problem. Okay, see para 1 where it's awaited now. Yeah, just a moment. Exactly, here it is. What, you know, gold, yeah, you can check here. Got it. It is one of the most prized spices that you can find on this planet. Just like gold is among the most valuable metals in the world, saffron means the same in the world of spices. That's why we call in Hindi this prized commodity as kesar. Yes or no? So we watch also in movies, isn't it? Kesar has different qualities. Most of the stories are built among kesar anyway. Right, come down. So the answer goes, we go with the answer C. Right then. Let us move on to the next question. List any 2 points why saffron is revered across the globe. So this third question actually also carries 2 marks, and it is dependent on paragraphs 2 and 3. I repeat the question. List any 2 points why saffron is revered, respected, honored, valued across the globe. Okay, the answer goes like this. 2 points. 2 reasons why saffron is revered across the globe. Of course, based on those paras 2 and 3. It has a complex flavor and a strong exotic aroma. Complex flavor and a strong exotic aroma. Got it. It is used in iconic dishes like paella, P-A-E-L-L-A, risotto, and biryani, of course. Okay, while tasting biryani, you might have come across, okay, saffron. So, like, you know, spices and condiments are the special ingredients which add flavor to our food. Got it now? Right. So, these are the 2 points. I repeat, complex flavor and a strong exotic aroma saffron has, and it's used in iconic dishes like paella, risotto, and biryani. And it will definitely fetch you 2 marks. I hope almost all of you could write this. Right then. So, let's move on to next query. Fill in the blank. A very simple question. I believe this everybody enjoyed. In the phrase backbone of several iconic dishes, the word iconic refers to, I hope everybody knows that. It's, see how to eliminate this, the wrong answers here. Delicately cooked? No, because iconic, classic, we can say famous or popular, right? So delicately cooked we can't add. Widely recognized, chances are there widely recognized to be the closest answer, but we have to see what is C and D. C, peculiar and rare. So iconic definitely does not stand for any peculiarity or rareness. Strange and infamous, no, it's famous. So we will go with B option, widely recognized. Okay, that is as per your paragraph number 3. Okay, so in the phrase backbone of several iconic dishes, the word iconic refers to the option number B, widely recognized, or which is already popular, right then. So let us jump to the next question, that is Roman number 5. Here we go. Another blank, but this time no MCQs. Clear? Complete the sentence appropriately. Saffron has a labor-intensive cultivation process which involves some process now. Para 4. Okay. Would you like to come back to para 4, or you would like to write the answer directly? I will give you hereby. It carries 1 mark, of course. Saffron has a, yeah, 2 marks question it is. What is it? 2 marks. And okay, I would like to show you para 4 now. Just a minute. Yeah, here we go with. Saffron is cultivated chiefly in Iran, but is also grown in Spain, France, Italy, and parts of India. A labor-intensive crop, the 3 stigmas are hand-picked from each flower, spread on trays and dried over charcoal fires for use as a food flavoring and coloring agent. So that answer obviously belongs to 4th para, and the question was going like this. What was the question? 5th question, once have a glance. Exactly, yes. Saffron has a labor-intensive cultivation process which involves, the whole process, what does it involve? Yes, it does involve hand-picking 3 stigmas, yes or no, from each flower and drying them over charcoal fires. We have just taken from para 4 while I was reading. I hope you have had a glance at it, okay, right then. So that was for 2 marks actually, and there is no hint given in the question paper that we have to write in 40 words. Normally it should come, but the board has, for the reason unknown, has gone with this plain stem. No problem, we welcome that, okay. Hope you enjoyed this. Next you have 6th query. State whether the following statement is true or false. Most of the pattern as per 5th September, I mean your Teacher's Day, has been retained, except answer the following question, I mean answer in about 40 words, and those 2 marks. That position has got exchanged, right. According to historians, saffron was first used in the kitchens in Iran, para 5. If you open up para 5, we read 2 main classes. I would like to show you. First, let us recap the question. State whether the following statement is true or false. According to historians, saffron was first used in the kitchens in Iran, para 5. Of course, according to historians, chroniclers we can call, saffron was first used in the kitchens. That's okay. But how far this sentence is correct, okay, as per para 5. Then we have to bounce back to para 5, dear children. Have patience. Come down. Yes, exactly. See here. Para 5 is given here. Most historians speculate it was first domesticated in Iran, but southwestern Greek islands remain strong contenders. So there are 2 contrasting ideas, even then, even though there are 2 contrasting ideas. Yeah, I could see your comments, okay. What is the comment? We are not here to only listening. I have some query, but not paying attention. Yeah, you give me some time, okay. Once the key is ready, we'll definitely, yeah, wonderful, okay. The boy is saying that he is very happy. Yeah, Brian Montero, absolutely right, boy. True, as it is most, it is true, absolutely correct. Shreyash is also saying true, wonderful, and yeah, correct. I could read the names. Shreyash, Brian Macmillan probably, right? Shreyash Joshi, true, absolutely true, right, very good. Yeah, Joel Shaiju, true, very nice. M4 Killer Whitey, okay. Yeah, factual tone is also correct for the first question. I do agree with that, don't worry, okay, right. Neetu Singh, true. Yeah, pardon me, I could not read all the names. Lakshmikant Kulkarni, Devama, wonderful. Right then, yeah, we are going with set 1, right? Anyway, come back. So this one, most historians speculate it was first domesticated in Iran, but southwestern Greek islands remain strong contenders. Even though there are 2 contrasting ideas, as long as historians is concerned. So let us come back to the question now, okay? What the question says, yeah, state whether the following statement is true or false. According to historians, saffron was first used in the kitchens, and in the paragraph it is very clearly mentioned that domesticated. Domesticated means used for food purpose, used in cuisine. Got it now. So according to historians, that they did say this, they did observe this. Saffron was absolutely first used in the kitchens in Iran. That's why as per paragraph number 5, it's a true sentence. It's a true sentence. You might have thought like this. The passage mentions that the historians speculate saffron was first domesticated in Iran, but it also suggests that southwestern Greek islands are strong contenders. Paragraph is mentioning this, but as long as historians' point of view, question, according to historians, then we have to believe this phrase. According to historians, what is true? This is true, okay? So, with that, we have finished 5th question. Let us go with 6th now, right? Sixth question we could finish, right then, children. Come back to 7th query. Yeah. Which of the following statements best describes the reason for saffron's high retail value? Yeah, show us some law. Of course, every teacher has a regard and affection towards their children. Analytical tone can also be true because tones are innumerable. Okay, as long as your discursive paragraph is, what you say, information, education, I mean educative, informative, we can associate. Probably that key will definitely have that answer. Okay, yeah, here the children are ready to give with the C answer. They want to go with, let us check. Okay, which of the following is statement best describe the reason for saffron's high retail value? And of course you almost all of you are correct. Lakshmikant Kulkarni, Hyper Rider, again Shreyas Joshi, I thought Shreyas Talpade, no problem. Shreyas Joshi, you are right. Sigma Boy, Shashwat Rai, okay, informal tone, delightful tone. Delightful tone, okay, but it is definitely not informal, okay, right. What about enthusiastic? Enthusiasm, probably the speaker is enthusiastic, we can say, no issue, okay. Informative, of course it was, very nice, right. Shloksi, okay, sir, a bit faster, okay, definitely child, I will be going a bit faster, okay, wonderful, because I have to sync myself with your comments as well. Thank you. Yeah, C option is the right one. Due to its labor intensive cultivation process and its relatively low yield per plant. That's the right answer, okay. So let us move fast as per the child. So your final question from discursive para. Support the writer's view with the evidence, from the text that saffron is often adulterated. Now you know very well adulteration, isn't most of the commodities are mixed with, yes or no? Other fake, this one particularly you can call beetroot or whatnot, whatever is in red color, okay. So this answer needs to be written little lavishly. It goes like this. Evidence for saffron being adulterated. It goes like this. The adulterants like beetroot or pomegranate are used to enhance red color. Silk fibers, oil or wax are also used to add bulk. And powdered saffron can also be adulterated with turmeric and paprika. These are some of the ingredients which are used to adulterate saffron. That industry is also flourishing. Yeah, of course, jokes apart, I mean the tone was quite sarcastic, right? Okay, so that's all about your first 8 questions from reading section, that is discursive paragraph. Okay, so shall we just move on to the next query now, case based factual paragraph, because my colleague Mr. Anamal Asham is also ready with his writing and literature. Okay, so let me move fast. There is even a suggestion also, right? Yeah, sure, Divine Neon, got it. So let me welcome you to case based factual paragraph. Yeah, here we go with, right, just a minute. Yeah, dear children, we'll do one thing. We'll just have one small suggestion to you. Before moving on case-based factual paragraph, you are saying fast, okay? So we'll finish up grammar-related queries, right then. So your grammar questions, directly I can give answers. Have patience, it will be displayed on the screen also at my backdrop, right? First answer will be considering. It goes like this. Thank you. That is considering. Thank you for considering my application. Thank you for considering my application. I look forward to working in your guidance, or whatever the sentence has been modified. Okay. So first answer is considering. We have started, my dear children, my dear 10th class, dear 10th graders, we have started grammar. Keep your fingers crossed, I can say, for case-based factual paragraph. Before that, I can serve you grammar-related key. Okay. First answer is considering, whereas second answer is, we have an error spotted upon as another, and the correct answer for that, it will be other. Because the sentence, if you read, it goes like this. 97% of the Earth's water is, what is that? You know, ocean water. And another, you can't say another, you have to say other. So another is wrong, other is correct. Do write down, right, okay. Next one you have reported speech, third one. Excuse me. Yeah, children, we have got our case-based factual paragraph back. Welcome back again. Yeah, you can see now we have the previous commodity was saffron, S for saffron, and this one is S for silk. Okay, see, our India is actually famous for both the commodities, undoubtedly. One is saffron, the other one is silk, as long as the classical elements or classical ingredients production is concerned. So this time I think we have been more fortunate for having such highly informative paragraphs in reading section, right? So silk, if you see now, case-based factual paragraph, almost around 250 words this query, okay? We have 10 marks again, 9 questions, and a question carries 2 marks, and rest of the questions will be in objective form. I mean, some will be MCQs, some will be non-MCQs, right? So around five paragraphs, we can say. A 6th paragraph was not actually numbered, but it seemed to be a 6th paragraph, but don't worry. As long as we don't have problem with the question, answers we can easily go for, okay, right. Now, just a moment. Yeah, I'll be answering this one. Ready then? Okay. Yeah, first question is, what does the phrase luxurious qualities in para 2 tell you about the silk fabric? Write in 40 words with evidence from the text. So as you already know, case-based factual paragraph, para locations are not so mandatory comparatively to discursive para. So no issue at all. The phrase luxurious qualities in para 2 tell, already indication is given about the silk fabric. So in 40 words your answer should become like this. I am just reading it out, try to capture me as early as possible. Luxurious qualities in silk fabric. This phrase actually indicates that silk is highly valued. Yeah, grammar is easy, of course, wait, I'll come back to you. Silk is highly valued for its smooth and soft texture. Silk means smooth as well as soft, okay, for its texture, which feels comfortable on the skin. Oh my God, again S for skin. Silk, soft, smooth for skin. Got it? It also regulates body temperature by absorbing and releasing moisture, keeping the wearer cool and dry. Okay. So that is the end of the first question. We could answer in around 40 words. Okay. Right. We should not exceed the limit, as long as even for discursive or case based also. We have to keep this in mind, even extracts also, as we move on. Let us move on to the next question now. Right. Assertion and reasoning, as we already know, classical assertion and reasoning question has 4 options, whereas we can say assertion is nothing but a statement, can be true or false, and a reason has to give a support to your assertion so as to make it completely true and explain it properly. So your 4 options are classical options. If you see right from the bottom also, assertion is false and reason is true, assertion is true but the reason is false, or from this beginning if you see both are true, it does explain. Both are true but it does not explain. So those options as it is from 5th September sample question paper pattern have been picked up. But what is the answer? That if we see, it's very clear now. Yes, wonderful. Option A, absolutely correct. Sushmita Panda, Vinod Bedre, you are right children. Again I could read some names. Wonderful. Gokul Raghavan, yeah, Akshat, yeah, fantastic. Nazia Kayum, your answers are correct. We can prove it. You see here, assertion silk production requires careful selection, because it's a highly sensitive commodity. So definitely the person has to be very careful. Sericulture, is or no? Long and uniform silk fibers give silk a glassy appearance. So as to ensure this glassy appearance, definitely we have to behave in a very careful manner. We have to handle it in a very careful manner. Okay, right. So we can say this careful because it requires its glossiness has to be maintained. So this relation is built up by option number A itself. Okay, right. Both the assertion and reason are true, and reason being a strong support to assertion. So with that we end the second question. Let us go ahead with third query. Ready then? So yeah, Snehita Reddy, A, very good. Harsimrat Kaur, A, very good. Shootout at Lokhandwala is also correct, right? No problem, right? Next we have third Roman now here. Justify the following statement. Silk whispers luxury. Its price reflects not just its rarity but the value of the meticulous process behind its creation. A statement has been given, we have to justify it, we have to elaborate it. Justify in the sense, see any possible evidences can be provided, we can, okay? Right. Now, let's go ahead. Silk whispers luxury. Silk whispers luxury. Wonderful. Whispers. Oh my God. Whispers luxury. Means the people, those who use silk, those are top class people we can call indirectly, okay? Right. So, silk whispers luxury, quite metaphorical, because its price reflects the rarity of its production process. The meticulous process includes careful cultivation, the feeding of silkworms and skilled craftsmanship, all of which contribute to the luxurious nature of the fabric. So that's why it becomes a status symbol also, isn't it, in the society. So that's why during marriage occasions, during Upanayana sanskars, we came across that silk as a domination, isn't it, over all the Indian cultural programs, we can say. So with that we end the third question. Let us move on to the fourth query, right? According to the passage, mention the top 2 countries that produce silk. So it's very simple, very objective. I hope every child has gone through it, okay? Yeah, it goes like this. Wonderful. China and India. Got it now? As per para number 1, we can check. Yeah, your answers are correct. Absolutely. Very nice, very nice. Got it. Okay. Now, fifth one. If you see the fifth query also, factors like climate, availability of quality mulberry leaves, and time required by silkworms to complete their life cycle are important factors for the production of silk. State any one inference that can be drawn from this. Inference in the sense, what can we understand from it? So what do we understand from these phrases? Factors like climate, availability of quality mulberry leaves, and time required by silkworms to complete their life cycle are important factors for the production of silk. Then the answer, if you want to fit in, it goes like this. The passage mentions that these factors, okay, so-called factors, actually required a lot. They play a predominant role, significant role, or vital role in silk production. I mean, these are what you say integral part towards the production of silk. So your fifth query goes down here, and let us move on to the sixth one. Another objective with fill in the blank and no MCQs. Come to the following with a suitable reason from the text. Though silk is considered one of the strongest fibers, it is. So as per the whole passage we have to go, as per the whole passage. Then the answer you can capture. It is weakened by exposure to water. So even though silk is toughest fibers, it can be diluted or it can be harmed when it comes in touch or contact with water. So water can be the prominent enemy of a silk. This is what we have to understand. Clear then? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those things also we can expect as long as I think though silk is considered one of the strongest fibers. But see, if you go with that answer, I mean silk production is limited, may not be here juxtaposed, okay? Strongest, but some negative thing. What is the negative? Water can harm it. Water can dilute its texture in that way, okay? So let us move on to the seventh one. Based on the given text, mention the states which produce the most and the least amount of raw silk in India in the year 2021. Let's have a glance. 2021, you remember C19 was over. We were into the hangover of C19, right, in the 2021. So which states could produce major, I mean most or least raw silk? Two extremities you can check here. And your question is number 7. Karnataka produced the most raw silk, and Karnataka exactly stands number 1 in terms of production of silk. We know it, okay? That was 8,483 metric tons, whereas Chhattisgarh produced the least, I mean 248 metric tons. These questions we can go ahead. If you want to go back to the paragraph also, you can check once. Okay, most kindly, just a minute. Hold on, I will be showing you purposefully because some of you have nicely posted, so I want to give you a proper evidence in this regard, so you will be very happy. Got it now? Yeah, screen is supporting us, very nice. Okay. In 2021, Karnataka was the highest producer of raw silk at 8,483, whereas the same year, the spectrum there was Chhattisgarh, okay, 248. Now, if you see here, yeah, that is the same year, Nagaland 230, and what I was trying to say, yeah, and UP trailed behind 179 metric tons, okay, 179 metric tons. So, in 2021, Karnataka was the highest producer of raw silk at 8,483 metric tons, followed by Andhra Pradesh 5,520. So, in this question, our answer is clearly visible, that is 179 metric tons. And let us check further para also. Just a moment. Correct. So, we go with Karnataka as well as the state which I just earlier mentioned. Now, you can have here 8th question. Yeah, 8th question is, complete the sentence suitably. 104 kgs of mulberry leaves eaten by 3,000 silkworms results. 104? Yeah. We'll just go for grammar. Hold on. 104 kgs of mulberry leaves eaten by 3,000 silkworms results in 1 kilogram of silk. In 1 kilogram of silk. Okay, in 1 kilogram. Got it now? Okay. So 104 is to 1 kilogram. Next, let us go with question number 9. With reference to the given passage, give one reason why silk production is considered labor intensive. I mean, in the production of silk, lots of labors are involved. Okay, a huge laborious task it is. Answer is, silk production is considered labor intensive because it requires the silkworms to spin silk thread among themselves to make cocoons, and this process involves specialized knowledge, expertise, and skilled craftsmanship. Okay, so with that, we could say that the end of your case-based factual paragraph. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let me look at have a glance at some of the. Sir, can you do grammar first, please? Yeah. We are going with grammar now. Calm down. Okay. Hold on. So first question, first answer directly I am giving you. Considering. Okay. Right. Second one, another is error, other is the correct answer. Reported speech, Yukti asked Sanjay. Yeah, just a minute. We have to remove this. Yeah, here we go with. Yeah. Thank you for considering. It's very simple. Thank you for considering my application. So that's why I look forward to working in your organization. Very simple. Answer becomes considering. I'm audible, right? Second question, if you check now. Read the given sentence and identify the error and supply the correction in the sentence. 97% of the earth's water is salty ocean water and another 2% is trapping in the earth's ice caps and glaciers. Here, the error is here. Another, A-N-O-T-H-E-R has to be replaced with O-T-H-E-R, other. Another has to be changed to other. Yeah, because when we use another, okay, yeah, other 2%. Okay. Got it now? It indicates some quantity. So in that case, we don't work with another. Just we require other will be doing the job correctly. Let us go with the third question. Yukti and Sanjay had a conversation about going to a restaurant. Report Yukti's question. So obviously, what does Yukti ask? Yukti asked, A-S-K-E-D. Yukti asked Sanjay. You can say, Yukti asked Sanjay, if or whether that restaurant served good South Indian food, thinking that exact context we are not aware of. In this dialogue, we can change simple present into simple past. That's all. Okay, clear. So that's one thing. Now you can see next query now. Read the dialogue between Amit and his sister Ananya regarding her travel to the railway station. Amit asks, are you sure you can manage to go to the railway station on your own? Ananya says, oh yes, I have already booked a cab. Select the correct option to report the above dialogue. This is somewhat like 23-24 type of question paper. I mean this particular question. Amit asked Ananya, if or whether she was sure, yes or no? If or whether she was sure she could manage. That's all. She was sure she could manage. Absolutely correct. B answer. Shushmita Panda, and you have Snehita Reddy, Elumalai, Vellai, correct. Balraj, Punita Balraj. Yeah, these answers are absolutely correct, no doubt. Okay then, right. The reason why the other options are wrong, if she is sure, you cannot use simple present here because already we have changed it into reported speech that is asked. You can't go with if she surely can manage because could at least required. Okay. If she was sure to, after TO2 we cannot go with managing. Yes or no? If you place managing also, managing to go to the railway station, that is quite awkward. So finally we zero in on B option, right? So let us jump to the fifth question. Fill in the blank by choosing the correct option to complete the sentence taken from a book about birds. Each year, don't mind about these gaps. It's a typo. I mean typo in the sense from the board. Thousands of birds, so we do not say immigrate. Humans immigrate, immigrate, migrate. So first one, M-I, absolutely correct. Okay. Miss Reddy is right. Mr. Krishna, Master Krishna is correct. Done. Yeah, most of you. Kajal, Miss Kajal is correct. Miss Punita is correct. Okay. Master, okay, right. So next. Exactly. Okay, next is, yeah, you have a query now, this one, 97%, just a minute, let me take you back now for second query, just a moment. 97% of the earth's water is salty ocean water and another 2% is, okay, trapped in the earth's ice caps and glaciers, okay. So in that case, another is also not correct here, okay, right, okay, I do agree with that, okay. Next, we have, yeah, here we go with sixth question. Identify and correct the error in the given line taken from an agency's advertisement. Tell us much about your project and we will select suitable candidates for you to hire. Use the given format for your response. So it's very simple now. You can go ahead like sixth question. Much. Much has to be replaced with more or a lot of. More or a lot of. Clear. Next, number 7. Preferably more is better here so as to avoid confusion and dual answers. We have 7th one. Select the option that identifies the error and supplies the correction for the following. Here, if you check, obesity in teenage children is a major concern between parents today. So between can't be correct. There are many parents, more than 2 we can say. I mean, on the whole in society. So teenagers, children we don't say. Concerns we don't say. Right? Between among can be. Today now we can't say. Not necessary. So C is the right answer here. Wonderful. Wonderful. Sumosei. Okay, sumosei. You are right. And then we have 8th question. So yeah, let me repeat. Between, among, C related error. Okay, right. Next one you have 8th question. Complete the given narrative with the correct option to fill in the blank. Yesterday Tanu walked to the park and of course enjoyed. That's a very common thing, isn't it? C option. Very good. Right. Then we have 9th. Report the dialogue between two friends by completing the sentence. I finished the project yesterday. That's great. Are you going to present it tomorrow? Bhavna told Sohail that she had finished the project the day before or the previous day. Very simple. She had finished the project because the question is in simple past, so we have to convert into past perfect tense since reporting verb is in past already. Okay. So she had finished the project the day before or the previous day since, yeah, yesterday stands for, and yesterday will be counted to the day before or the previous day. Next, number 10. This question I was trying to answer. Bhavna told Sohail that, I in the sense Bhavna, she had finished the project the day before or the previous day. Then we have 10th. Fill in the blank by choosing correct option to complete the notice on a school notice board. We are pleased to announce that our annual sports day will be held. That is your answer number B. Sure. Ishwar, you are right. So no need to spend much time because is held is wrong, had been held because not possible. 30th April 2025 is a future event to be held, but there is no auxiliary. So will be held is the right one. Let us jump to 11th question. Complete the slogan on Save Earth by filling in the blank with the correct option. In the question, if you see, let us join, actually apostrophe S is required, that's a query. Let us join hands, cultivate conservation and ensure, B option. Answer is B, ensure, correct. Yeah, I could read some names like Sanjay, S. Najai, SN S. Najai, Billy Keshava. Okay, they have given the right answer along with them. Then you have final query in grammar, identify error and supply the correction. The plug should fit up to, guess this, because here up to is not a preposition, compound preposition. There is no such preposition in English. So up space to. So error is up to, answer is up space to, that is okay. I repeat, up to itself is the error, up space to shall be the right answer. The plug should fit or into you have taken, okay, right, can be. Okay, so with that I could see most of you have attempted right properly. I wish you all the best for further examinations, but before that let me invite Mr. Shyam with writing and literature. Okay, right, let's go ahead.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir. That was a wonderful session. Wonderful session, which we have seen with the reading comprehension and grammar, right? So now this is Annamala Sham, English ARP, dealing with both writing and the literature, right? Okay, so now let us see, we're going to see how the questions are given for writing, right? And then go on, we'll see how the literature, and from there to question answers. Fine. So hopefully, like most of you would be waiting for the answers, especially for the literature part. Let us see how the things go on and figure out like what kind of answers we can find out. And definitely you can like and share the video we have, and you can still comment your answers in the chat box. Fine. Let us see how we can figure out with the writing part first, right? Let us see, let's go with the question number 1. Fine. So you are Soumyan Hansal and Samit Hansal leaving at F33 Shantinagar, Vayugar. Seeing the adequate healthcare infrastructure in your town. Inadequate healthcare infrastructure in your town. So you're writing a letter to MLA of your area, suggesting the need for improving existing healthcare facilities and creating more wellness centers, especially including a specialized hospital for children and women. So we can in turn like deal with it as a complaint letter where you're writing a letter to the MLA of your area. And what are you complaining about? You're complaining about the need for improving the existing healthcare facilities. And you are also complaining, asking them to create more wellness centers, including specialized hospitals for children and women, right? So this is how you got to write the letter to the MLA of your local area. And the special case in this particular regard is your subject should be like complaining on inadequate healthcare infrastructure and urgent suggestions for hospitals and the hospitalization and enhancement, right? So this letter got to be written to MLA, fine. And as you know, the word limit should be like 120 to 130 at max, where you should be explaining or complaining to the MLA about the inadequate healthcare systems in your area. At the same time, you got to mention about the healthcare facilities that should be provided to both the women and children, right? So this is a letter, and you make sure that you have written the letter extremely well, making sure there are no errors in terms of accuracy and all, right? So that's the letter that you have with question number 1. Now go to question number 2 and see what we can figure about question 2. So your Rishi Khan and Johan Khan are the sports captain of High Rise Public School. So that's the name that is given to you. A new line, Rainaga, something which is related to sports club and all. So you believe that games and sports are an integral part of students' life. Of course we do it. As a student, we enjoy a lot sporting, right? We enjoy a lot more in ground than school in the classroom, right? So now, as a sports captain, you are writing a letter to the editor of a national diary. That can be any newspaper, right? And what are you sharing in the letter? Sharing your views on the importance of physical education and suggesting the need to establish a dedicated sports university, right? So that the students can pursue and focus on their favorite sport. So in this particular case, as a sports head of your school, of High Rise Public School, you are writing a letter to the editor of national diary, of any newspaper for that matter, right, to create an awareness of being fit and being involved in sports activities. At the same time, you are also sharing the views of physical education, at the same time creating a sports university for the students, right? So it is suggestion to create a university for the sports, right? So that's the main subject of this particular letter. So you're writing a letter to the editor of a local national diary, right, to create an awareness of importance of physical education, and of course to establish a university where students can take can be educated about physical education and sports. So that is something about the two letters you have. One is about complaint, the other one is about letter to the editor, right? Hoping that you have done well, right? The other question we have is analytical paragraph. I can see some of you still ask us about like how the analytical paragraph can be written from the questions given, right? Let us see. There are two things given. One is about e-learning, which is very much onto in the business in terms of education and all. And we have classroom learning, which is very much of classical type, right? So what should we do here? Given below is actually a chart depicting the differences between e-learning and classroom learning, right? So looking at the information that we have in both e-learning and classroom learning, we're going to write an analytical paragraph analyzing the details given in there, right? And the paragraph should be written in around 120 to 130 words. Like how do you do? You got to assess both things in this. Just a minute. You got to assess the things given under e-learning and the things given under classroom learning, right? Assess the benefits and drawbacks of both by selecting features that support your analysis. So you got both things. Of course, we can treat them two sides of a coin, which are very important in terms of education, which is e-learning, we call it modern learning, right? And the other one is classical learning, which we can call as classroom learning, right? So let us see what we can see under e-learning, right? See, accessible anytime, anywhere, at your own pace. No travel costs, saves time. Of course it does, right? So this is one of the important case where we can see during the corona hit, the entire world just depended upon e-learning. That was a time when people started focusing heavily on e-learning rather than the classical learning, right? But at the same time, we don't find a fault with the classroom learning, where the teacher and the school plays the major role. Fine? So you got to find out both advantages. On the other side, you find the disadvantages of both e-learning and the classroom learning, and try to make up an analytical paragraph not exceeding more than 120 or 130. Right? So definitely, yeah, I could see some messages like, you have done well with the writing part. We don't need to find anything with that. So definitely, so that is something about the e-learning and classroom learning. I'm sure you must have done well with the e-learning and classroom learning. Now go to other thing about a computer. They got some details that you can have a look. It is an electronic device that can store and process information, right? Makes life easy and simple. Physical description, like it has got some, it has got a monitor, a keyboard, CPU and a mouse, which is got to be given to it. And a computer technology used in all fields: education, medicine, commerce and entertainment. The hints are very simple. Of course, you always use them, right? You always use them. So it is quite easy for you to make the analytical paragraph out of the hints given there. Fine? So I hope you must have enjoyed a lot with the writing part. Let us see how we can figure out writing an analytical paragraph using those things. Let us see. A computer is an electronic device with which we can store and process information just like the phone does, right? And of course, the computer can make your life easy and simple. It can be your studies, in terms of your studies. You don't have to get to the physical book and do this writing and all that stuff. The computer can do it well. You can write anything you want to. You can just record anything you want to, right? So it makes your life and your work, your stuff just simple, rather than writing something in your book and doing it. And the physical description, as you know, it has got the physical properties of a computer, right? The technology, of course, you can see the computer is everywhere. It is used in every field of man's life, right? Forget about the other fields, go to education. Where don't you find it? It is everywhere. And the commerce and entertainment, right? So computer is parts and parcel of every field now, especially when we discuss education, the topmost, right? Of course, I'm not exactly ignoring, but I'm trying to help you out to find out what we can see this, right? Good that you are asking us to get to literature, and we're going there, right? Yep. Thank you so much. We are on to the literature. I hope you understand, because some of you might want to check with your answers. I understand, but I'm not going you led away. Your questions all, right? Your questions are there, and I can look at your questions. We got some stuff with us. We got the key with us, and definitely going to help you with your questions and queries. Fine. Let us see what we can see with the literature. Like most of you ask us about the key that you can have with literature part. Okay, let's figure this out. Let's go. Let's go to question 6. Right? Okay. Now, The particular extract is picked from your first lesson, A Letter to God, right? Yeah. So the extract is picked from the lesson, A Letter to God. Let's go to question number 1. Yeah. Why were there no leaves left on the trees? Right? That's the question. Of course, it is an MCQ. Figure out why there were no leaves left on the trees. It is a question from the lesson Letter to God. Pick the answers. The locusts ate them up. Any point of locust there in the lesson? Let's see. An earthquake had occurred, really? And there was a hailstorm and the animals grazed on them. So the contextual understanding of lesson should help you out. Of course, most of you did well. I could still see the answers, and all those who picked option C are right. And others got to check with the extract again. I'm sure I could see most of the answers with C, and some smile and some do some other stuff, but most of you are right with the question number 1, and that is option C. There was a hailstorm. Fine. Get to the second question. Fill in a blank with the correct word from the brackets. Right? Let us see. There are 2 words you can see in the bracket. The words are jubilant and devastated. Jubilant and devastated are the 2 options. You got to pick one from them. Of course, the character Lancho. Lancho felt what? When he saw his destroyed cornfields, due to some storm, the cornfield was destroyed. So what did he do? He got the answers. Did he feel happy? Jubilant is something which is synonymous to being happy. But did he feel happy when the field was destroyed? No. He felt sad. He got downcasted. He felt devastated. So your answer got to be devastated. Question 2, your answer is devastated. Right? Good. We're moving to question 3. When Lencho says, all our work for nothing, what does he refer to? Explaining in about 40 words. So when there was a storm which hit his farm, he felt extremely sad, and he said, all our work went for nothing. So his family and he himself worked extremely hard for the crop. But then, unfortunately, there hit a storm. Right? And for that, he felt extremely sad about it. It was because of the storm which made the farmland, the crop, got completely devastated. There was a destruction. Right? So when there was no one who could help him, but then finally he got to write a letter to God, and finally he got to go to the post office, and there he got some help from them. Right? So but then when the storm hit his crop, there was nothing left. So that's the reason he said he's got lots of work he put in his work, in his farmland, and then there was nothing left in his crops. Everything got destroyed. Right? That is something you got to write for this question. Right? Next, question 4. Why would Lancho have preferred a plague of locusts to a hailstorm? Quite simple. He just wanted to say that even a plague of locust could have left something in his crop. In the other words, he wanted to tell that the particular storm that hit his crops has destroyed the entire crop. It didn't leave anything in his farmland. Right? So something would have left by the plague of locusts. But then the hailstorm, for some reason, has destroyed the entire crop in his farmland. So there was no help. He couldn't do anything. Right? Right? Yes, Thakada, you are right. Right? You are doing extremely well. And I see most of them are trying to use the chat box and trying to answer their answers as they have done in their examination. And thank you so much. And we still expect you to like and comment on the video that goes on, because that's why we actually go on. And thank you so much. And we're still looking for some more responses in comment box so that we grow better. So we have the other thing. Go to the other extract B. Let us see what this tells us. It is picked from your SR chapters, the thief story, right? You have better idea about the text here. Let's get to the questions. Fine? Yeah. It takes a single minute, not a problem. Right. Go to the question number 1. What does the following line tell us about the character of Anil? What does it tell us about the character of Anil? Let's get to the sentence. Right? Yeah. What does it tell? Let us see. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind it. That's the sentence you got to look at. And what kind of response can you get for this? Check with your response. I'm going to give you the response here. Right? Your response should be Anil trusted Hari Singh, and at the same time Anil believed that Hari would not rob him. Of course, Anil did trust Hari that he would not rob him. But did that happen? Check. Question 2. Which of the following best describes the realization Hari Singh had while working for Anil? Check again with the options. You got to check. Which of the following best describes the realization Hari Singh had while working with Anil? What kind of realization did Hari Singh had while working with Anil? Get to the options now. Please get your answers. Please type your answers for question number 2. All of you. Right? Let us see first that he would become a rich person one day. That Anil was very intelligent and master but a miser. That he would be able to accomplish a lot if he gets educated. That Anil made a lot of money from his job. I could see only some of you doing it, but expecting all those who are in the session, I could see many of you are there. I want your response from the question 2. I could see some doing it. Option C. Yeah, an aspirant does it and Dazai does it. Right? Fine. Most of you are doing it. Looking for your options. Right. And your option for this question is option C. He would be able to accomplish a lot if he gets educated. Yeah, we got something about education in the extract itself. So quite simple. It's not option A that he would become a rich person one day. No, never he thought about that. So it is about option C, where he wanted to learn something which gets him educated, where he can learn to write and read. So option C is got to be your answer. Question 3, which got to be answered in around 40 words. Look at the question. What did Anil promise to teach Hari Singh, and how did Hari Singh feel about the opportunity to learn? Answer in about 40 words. What did Anil promise to teach Hari Singh, You want to teach him read and write, quite simple, which is there, which is part of your extract too. Fine. And how did Hari Singh feel about the opportunity to learn? I'll just read the key out. Just check if you have written the same thing. Fine. I'm getting back to whatever you want to. I'll read the answer out. Just find out. Hari was very happy and grateful when he learned to write his name. He felt happy because he learned how to write his name. He too was excited when Anil promised him to teach how to write his name, of course, the whole sentences. He knew that being an educated man will add to his abilities and he could achieve anything. Of course, when you got some education, you can achieve anything that you want to. The same thing happened in case of Hari Singh and Anil. So some kind of education has passed on between those two people, and finally Anil promised to teach him, and finally Hari Singh had learned how to read and write. Still he got some sentences learned and wrote by himself. Right? So that's something that you got to write on this particular question. Clear? Question 4. It's of fill in the blanks. Fill in the blank with the correct word from the brackets. Let's get to the question now. The narrator earned extra money by making what? Making a profit or making some investment? How did he earn extra money? Quite simple. It is still part of the extract given. Any answers that you have between profit and investment? Please go on with your answers. It looks like most of you are not using the chat box. Come on, let's use it. I could see some random people doing it, but all those who are present in the class, just use the chat box and get us what you think is the right answer for this query. But I could see most of you are doing it with the right answer. That is, of course, profit. Right? You're right. And all those who have done it, like Nanda, you're right with the profit, and Sai, you're right with profit, and some Google account says it is profit, and of course most of you say it is the profit, and you're on the right track. Fine? That's good. So let's try to complete the answer with the answer. The narrator earned extra money by making a profit of about ₹1 a day. That's got to be your answer. Right? ₹1 a day, which is a profit. Right? Good. We'll go to next questions. We got, read the following extract and answer the questions for any one of the given two. The extract, of course, is a poem taken from the poem for Anne Gregory. Right? Let us see. Question number 1. It takes some time, but we get it. Complete the sentence appropriately. The speaker addresses the person he is speaking to as my dear, because. So why did the speaker address the person he is speaking to as my dear? Can you respond? Can you give me your answers in the chat box? Why? Why did he do it? He said my dear because, just simple, she was very much dear to him. She was very much dear to him should be your answer. Of course, love her. Okay? Anything that can be, which can be related to the question asked. Fine? Next, question 2. The poet mentions yellow air in the poem. What is its significance in the context of the statement? Answer in about 40 words. So why did the poet say yellow air, which is in reference to Gregory? And what is the significance of that particular statement, yellow air, in the context of the poem. Okay, and let us see. In the poem for Anna Gregory, the particular term called yellow air is actually a symbol of external beauty. It's not something which is of our inner beauty. It is of some external beauty that he talks. And Anna Gregory, of course, is a young woman with beautiful blonde hair. She's got beautiful hair. And a young man believes that when men see her hair, they fall hopelessly in love with her and cannot love her for herself. So when they see that yellow hair, they only love the yellow hair which is external. But instead, she wanted a love which got to be internal love. Of course, Yadav says it is external beauty. You're right. Right? So, yellow hair is symbolic for external beauty. You are right, Sony. Sir? So that is how your answer got to be written for this particular question. Move to question number 3. It is a fill in the blank now. Question number 3. Let us see what we can see with question number 3. Fill in the blank with the correct word from the brackets. We got 2 words there. Both are, one is selfish, the other one is selfless. The poet suggests that God's love in comparison to that of a human being is. How do you compare God's love with human beings' love? Not at all. There is not at all a comparison that you can make. Because humans are always human and God is always a God. Right? Let us see. Let's look for the answer and expecting for your answers in the chat box. Now, but still I can give you the answer for this. The poet suggests that God's love in comparison to that of a human love is selfless. Yes, I could see most of you doing it with the right answer, and it is selfless. You're doing extremely well. Right? So the answer should be selfless. Fine. Get to next question. Question 4. As per the above extract, what attributes does God not love a person for? Select the correct option. What attributes does God not love a person for? Let us see. First is wealth, intelligence, physical appearance, inner qualities, and youth. This is a quite tough question, but expecting the answers. The question is on the screen, looking for your answers, and I want you to use the chat box and get the answers for us. Option A, only 1 and 4. What is 1? Wealth. And 4, inner qualities. I'm sure wealth is never related to the poem in this particular regard. So option A is never with us. Option B, 3, 4 and 5. 3, it is intelligence. 4, physical appearance. 5, youth. Of course, there is no connection. And option C, 2 and 4. Option C, it is 2 and 4, where 2 is physical appearance. Of course, we talked about the yellow hair. And 4, it is inner qualities. She talked about something of inside, not the external beauty, internal beauty. Right? And option D, only 4, inner qualities. No. Your answer should be in this particular regard option C. It is both 2 and 4, that is physical appearance, and of course it is inner qualities. So that's the answer. Option 4, option C, that is 2 and 4 should be your answer. Right? Right. Yeah. We have one more extract, option extract B. It is taken from Tiger in the Zoo. Let's get to questions here. Yeah. Get it? Identify and name any one of figures of speech in the above extract. Right? Yeah. Let us come back to the figures of speech in this regard. Please let us see what kind of figures of speech we can see in this particular case. Right? Yeah. Let us see, get back to the stanza and find out the different types of figures of speech. In the first, have a look at the stanza, and students, you get back to the stanza and find out the figures of speech. The stanza is there. In the first stanza, he stalks. In the first stanza, let me take the pen here, but I don't think we get it. Right? Okay. Let us see the first stanza. He stalks. Right? He stalks is an example for the figures of speech. Of course, personification, alliteration, and imagery. Personification, alliteration, imagery, which is he stalks in the first line of the stanza. Second, da few is used for visual imagery. Yeah. Somebody says like uppal. Daksh uppal says it is imagery. You're right. Next, on pads of, it is a metaphor. On pads of is a metaphor. Right? And in his quiet rage is an example for the poetic device, personification and imagery. Personification and imagery. Next, we have he should be lurking. He should be lurking is an example for personification and again imagery. Right? Sliding through long grass is an example for poetic device, visual imagery and kinesthetic imagery. So likewise, almost the entire stanza has got the poetic devices mixed in them. Right? So that's something about question 1 with regard to poetic devices and the rest. We'll go to the next question now. Yeah, we have done this. Question 2. Now question 2 is quite simple. Fill in the blank with the correct word, let's say one word. The tigers stalking on pads of velvet suggest a movement that is. So what does the stalking on pads of velvet suggest? Especially pads of velvet suggest about the movement. What does it suggest? Any answers? Yeah, I could see some doing it. Go with the answers. Pads of velvet. Right? Yeah, get the answers. Right. Fantastic. Studies pair class says it is soft, quiet, inaudible. Your answer should be quiet, soft, inaudible. Anything can be the right answers among them. Of course, quiet is right. Silent, of course. Inaudible, soft, right. So those are the relevant answers for the question given. Next, we have question 3. Right, question 3 now. Based on the given lines from the poem, which words would best describe the feeling of the tiger? Which word best describes the feelings of the tiger in the zoo? Which words? Let's figure. And I'm sure you can get me the options in the chat box. Now, your answer in the chat box. I could see most of you like filling the chat box with the option B, and some doing it with option D, right? Fine. There are lots of answers with option B. Come on, we will figure the answer out now. And some would still say it is option A. Well, let's find out. Given lines from the poem, which words would best describe the feelings of the tiger which is in the cage? First, calm and content, both subdued and angry, see, both frustrated and happy, both angry and famished. Right? Now, the tiger which is in the cage is not actually calm. So, option A cannot be your answer, because I could see some doing it. The tiger is not calm. You just leave it out, it is never a calm tiger. Option B, both subdued and angry. The tiger's freedom is taken away. It is subdued, it is put in the cage, can't do anything, can't help. And the tiger is extremely hungry. So that has got to be your answer. Right? Both subdued and angry should be your answer. So option B is your answer for question 3. Right? We'll move to question 4. Right. So in this particular case, we got to find out the rhyme scheme. Fine? And the rhyme scheme should be basing on the stanza given from the extract. Find out. Question 4. Select the option that applies the same rhyme scheme as the first 4 lines of the given extract. One of these 4 options should be having the same rhyme scheme of the stanza we have in the extract. Quite simple. For that, you got to figure out with the 4 options given. And I am looking for your answer in the chat box. Get that done. But we shall figure out all 4 stanzas and find out which one can be the best answer for the question given. Fine? Let us see. Option A. First I will tell you the rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme for the poem given is A, B, C, B. Right? The rhyme scheme for the given poem is A, B, C, B. Let's find out whether it is option A or B or C or D. But I could see some say it is B, some others say it is C. But I am looking for the options in your chat box. Please go on. But before that, let us figure out which is the right option. Option A, sand. A, way. B, land. A, day. Day again, it is B. So the first stanza, the rhyme scheme is A, B and A, B. So that's not our answer. Our answer should be A, B and C, B rhyme scheme. So option A is not our business. Option B, people. A, way. B, sand. C, day. Again B. So we got this. Option B likely to be suitable for the stanza given. Right? People A, way B, sand C, day B. So finally it is A, B, C, B. People A, way B, sand C, day B again. So way, day, B, A and C. Right? So option B, A, B, C, B is going to be your answer as of now. We'll also check with option C now. Option C, sand A, turn B, land A and day again C. Right? Sand, land A, turn day. Turn B and day C. Right? Go to the option C. Sand A, land A, way B, day B. So option D, A and B, B. So finally we figure option B is your right answer for question 4. Okay? I could see some multiple options in the chat box, but with the help of your teachers you might check the answer again, right? Because there is not much complexity, much difficulty with the rhyme scheme. All A, B, C, D are quite easy. But one thing you got to do is you got to check the rhyme scheme with the extract given above. In that case, option B is got to be the right answer for the question. Right? Now this is something about the 4 extracts that we can have a look at, and furtherly we'll move on to question answers. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So any 4. First one, Mandela in his speech says, the policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. Explain the significance of the word wound as used by Mandela. Of course, in the lesson if you have seen, related to like Nelson Mandela long walk to freedom, like the dark skinned people were extremely put down by the particular system, policy called apartheid. Lots of discrimination in terms of race and color. So in this particular case, Mandela took it so personally. Instead, he worked for it, and finally he became the first black president of South Africa. Right? So that could be. Second, Dust of Snow by Robert Frost is a poem about the nature and simplicity. Definitely. The poet would talk about the nature where the snow plays a major role, the dust of snow plays major role in terms of changing his mood from the bad mood to in terms of a good mood. The particular poet told in this particular poem, like even the nature can shake the mood of the human. Like how did the nature play the role in shaping the poet's mood? Right? Third, explain the reasons for Rajveer's excitement on seeing the plantation and Pranjohn's lack of enthusiasm. Quite simple. As you know, Rajveer was very much excited about tea garden because he enjoys seeing the beautiful sceneries around when he was traveling. And of course, as you know, his personal interest in tea also made him feel extremely excited about the beautiful tea gardens around. Right? And of course, he did still enjoy the unique experience that offered the particular visit that he got. Right? Next. Analyze how the poet Wells employs humor, rhyme, and exaggerate traits to not only entertain but also educate readers about various wild animals in the poem How to Tail Wild Animals. He's got some different animals discussed in the poem, but he's told us like every animal has got its own unique features told by the poet Wells. Right? Now, like how did he employ humor, rhyme, and exaggerate traits of all the animals in the poem? Right? Let us see. Check the answer. If you have done the same thing, the answer is the poem is quite humorous, as the poet talks about the fearful animals in a very big, light way. Of course, they are all like the cruel animals, but then the poet took it the other way and he put those things in a humorous way. And she says, if the roar of an animal is so fearsome that you are scared you are going to die, then that must be an Asian lion. And she also talks about the fearful Bengal tiger, that she explains as an animal that only kills men. The Bengal tiger is a kind of animal only kills men. And coming back to the rhyme scheme as mentioned in the question, can you answer what is the rhyme scheme of the like the poem How to Tell Wild Animals as a whole in the chat box? The rhyme scheme of the poem How to Tell Wild Animals. Can you do it? Right? The answer is A, B, C, C is the rhyme scheme for the entire stanza. A, B, C, C. Okay? Right. Question 5. Mitchell's transportation to England was no less than a nightmare for the author. Justify the statement using the incidents from the lesson. Right? Transportation was less than a nightmare. Justify. It was time for the author to come back from Iraq. He dreaded the prospect of transporting Mitchell to England. He knew that the British airline would not fly animals in the flight, and so he had to book a flight to Paris on another airline and another to London. Right? So that could be the appropriate answer that you can give to this question. Next we have Roman 9. Any two of the following three questions in about around 40 to 50 words. Analyze how Harriet uses Tricky and Mrs. Pomfrey's relationship to comment on societal attitudes towards pets and the responsibilities associated with their care. Right? So let us see what we can write on this particular case. Right? Let us see. Right. The story that the particular question is picked from the lesson Triumph of Surgery. The story Triumph of Surgery is about, is about the dog called Tricky. And the theme of the story is about a blind love between a human and a dog, which he possesses for the one whom we love the most. Mrs. Pomfrey had no idea that her blind and extreme love towards the dog Tricky took him to trouble. Of course, Mrs. Pomfrey loved the dog Tricky so much, but that love finally made lots of trouble to the dog Tricky. Right? In this regard, we can too much love is good for nothing. That's what we could see in the lesson, the Triumph of Surgery in case of the dog Tricky. Right? That's fine. And let's go. Question 2. Today, reading books is on the decline because of the prevalence of electronic media. We discussed this in writing part. Contrarily, Earth is saved by a book in the chapter. The book that saved the earth. Elaborate. So how did a book in the chapter, the book that saved the earth, save? How did the book save the earth? You know the answer. Can somebody tell me in a single word like how the book saved the earth? In the comment box before I give my answer. How was the earth saved by the book? Right? Let us see. The book that saved the earth is that the aliens, deterred by their misinterpretation of a book of nursery rhymes as a powerful earth magic, decide to abandon their plans to invade earth and leave the planet in peace. That the nursery rhymes book saved the earth. Right? Next. Discuss the character development of Griffin from the lesson Footprints Without Feet as he grapples with the repercussions of his actions and attempts to navigate a world where his one extraordinary abilities have become a burden. Something you got to do with the character Griffin from the lesson Footprints Without Feet. So what can be done with that? Right? Let us see. The character development of Griffin as he grapples with the repercussions of his actions and attempts to navigate the world. Of course, he was moving around, has got some he's got some chemical to, like, he's got something to become invisible. So with that, he was going everywhere, navigating the entire world, where once his extraordinary abilities have become a burden to himself. Though he was very mysterious, becoming so invisible, but finally, as he knew, that invisibleness has become a burden for him at the end of the day. And Griffin became a blessing because he is a great scientist, and the happiest thing for a scientist is to become successful in his experiments. Hence, his experiment of invisibility comes true and effective, but yes, as we know that, everything has a props and cons, so it was a type of curse that the Griffin got, because that has become a burden for him. What has become a burden? The ability of being invisible as a man has become a burden for him. Right? Next, we go to the long questions, let's say. So answer anyone. Amanda and Wally both represent a longing for freedom. Examine the above observation with reference to the two texts, Amanda and made him rise the bus. You know better, because Amanda, the mother is always bullying, and the Amanda's freedom has been taken away by her mother. Do this and do that. And instead, Amanda was trying to be like imaginative, where she wanted to be a mermaid, right? Where Amanda longs for freedom in the particular poem Amanda, and you can see in the Made Him Rise the Bus, she wants to freely go and have a ride in the bus. So both two things go together, and both of them talk about the freedom and all. So taking the context from those two lessons, you got to write this answer, where your main idea should be longing for freedom. In both two characters we see, they long for freedom, and of course they finally got the freedom too. Right? Next, question 2 is ball form. Berryman explores the themes of loss, growing up, and transformation. And Mandela also experienced loss of freedom and suffering along with his countrymen during his growing years on the basis of his race and color. Compare and contrast the commonalities of the themes in the both texts, the ball poem and Nelson Mandela. In the ball poem, we see the boy lost his ball. Coming back to Nelson Mandela, where the people of dark-skinned in South Africa, they lost their freedom. They started fighting for the freedom. So in these two cases, you happen to see losing something. As in the top, you saw, he's got freedom. In this case, losing. So you got to create your answer in the context of both lessons, and then you got your job done in this case. We go to next question. I'm sure it is 11th bit, taken from the extract part. There are some, of course, there are some comments. Sir, if a student attempt extra choice, to the best of 2 will be taken or not. So that highly depends upon the evaluator. But in case you are fortunate to get that done, but in many cases the first question is always evaluated from the subsection that you have taken. But in case you are lucky enough to get that done, definitely the best from the 2 might be taken. We never know, like it depends upon the evaluator and all. So that's the reason it is always a must that you write the answer which you know the best. Right? And there is one more question. I'm sorry, I can't get you because you do it in Hindi, but it is better if you do it in English because we understand it better. Right? So Abubakar, I can see your text, but if it is better you text us in English, we do it, definitely help you out. Right? Thank you so much. Somebody says thank you to me. But anyhow, we'll go to question 1. Horace ends up in a prison only to regret that a man should not trust anyone blindly without finding out the truth. Do you think his own foolishness was responsible for this arrest? So a question from the lesson, a question of trust, something that you can write from the context could definitely help you out for this answer. Question B, Matilda's character embodies the journey of a change or progression throughout the story, encapsulating the transformations she endured as a consequence of her experiences, trials, and engagements with the other character. In the light of the above information, trace the transformation seen in Matilda's character in the story. Of course, you must have very good idea about this, right? So, Matilda's character got transformed from the beginning of the text to the end, and the consequences of that transformation are explicitly given in your text. So that transformation has come out of many things, right? So all that stuff should be part of your answer in this particular case, right? So that's something about the lang based questions, right? There is a question about extract. I attempted both questions. I think I got all of them correct. In Anna Gregory, I wrote second answer, but don't worry, you'll get the marks for that, right? Yeah, typically we only discuss the literature part in this particular case. Communicative part, I'm sorry we don't have that thing discussed here. For the literature part, definitely we have these things to discuss. Okay, so before I close this down, if any other queries, we can go on. Otherwise, we can keep an end to this key discussion of writing and literature. And before I keep an end to this, thank you for being wonderful listeners to the entire show, and thank you so much. See you on the flip side. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, yes.